And we're going to get started. The first thing I want to do is I want to address this question that I got beforehand, and it's coming from Richard. And he says, I want my son to improve his 100 time by 4 seconds and his 200-meter time by 7 seconds in 3 months. Is that possible? What do you recommend to do to reach these goals? So, Richard, like I told you before, I'm not going to say that that's impossible, but it will be challenging. And it's going to be depending on whether he's running incorrectly or if he's actually running correctly. If he's running incorrectly, you have a larger ability to increase that speed. If they're running properly, then you have a smaller ability to increase that speed that quickly in such a short amount of time. As you guys know, if you guys have been following me for a little while, you know that I've had kids drop 5, 6 seconds in about a week or 2 weeks. And it also depends on the distance there. In 100 meters, dropping 4 seconds in 100 meters is extremely hard to do unless, again, like I said, if they're not running properly, then there's things that we can do to adjust that can actually drop them a couple of seconds very quickly. If they are running properly, then there are some speed things that we have to work on. For example, we will have to do some resistance training as far as running with sprint bands, and we're going to have to do some overtraining, is what we call it, overtraining, where we're actually pulling them with the band so that their legs turn over quicker. And when you start doing that, you'll start seeing significant drops in performance when you start doing that. So if it's pre-proper running, we're not running properly just yet, then what we need to do is we need to get them running properly. And then once we get them to run properly, you'll start seeing a huge drop with that. After they learn how to run properly, then we need to start resisting them so they can learn some more force application. That means how much force they're putting in the ground, which is propelling them forward. And then some overtraining by actually pulling them so they can actually get what we call the turnover, their legs turning over quicker, all right, to activate some of those fast twitch muscles. So can it be done? Absolutely, it can be done. It's very challenging. Like I said, if they're running properly, it's very challenging. If they're not running properly, then there's a greater chance for that to happen in 3 months. Like I said, we had kids do it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and that could very well be because they were running improperly. So that's what I would tell you on that. So if you guys were listening and paying attention, you just got that speed work tip. Pulling, overtraining, getting them to move their legs faster, and then resistance is helping them learn how to put more force into the ground. So I would do resistance first, and then we'll switch over to overtraining and actually pulling them, and then we'll start seeing those results very quickly. All right. Anybody else have a question?
I'm brand new. I signed up today. I've got 2 boys, 11 and 12 years old. One of them's pretty quick. The other one's not. I play basketball, and my older son is he's a great athlete, but he runs with his arms going across his chest. You've mentioned a couple of videos.
All right.
And he runs flat feet. So when I saw your videos, the reason I signed up is because I think his form is bad. But I don't know that I trust myself teaching him these things. Is that crazy, or is that the way most people are?
Well, some people have that, but one of the girls that I mentioned, the mom, she didn't know anything about running. And she just followed the steps that were in the book, and her daughter was able to drop that amount of time in just 2 weeks. So if you just follow everything that's there, obviously you're in the group. So when you're in the group, then if you have any other questions, then I'll be there to fill you in on some of those things. So if you have questions, you can just pop the question in the group. And so I'll be able to answer that. And for those of you who don't know what group I'm talking about the Fast Lane. And that group is free once you jump in and grab the Speed to Dominate program, which is going to be linked down below for those. Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. I appreciate the simplicity of your videos and everything. Just sometimes as a parent, you're like, all right, is this going to work? But I do appreciate that. And I do appreciate the step-by-step.
All right, you're welcome. And also, here's another tip for you. If you put them in that position, remember we talked about, or you've seen some of the videos where they get in that position, they stand up tall, get up on the toes, big chest, arm swing correctly. If you put them in a position where they're standing on one leg, one knee up, one arm here, the other arm in the other position back, and just have them feel that position. Have them hold that position and let them feel it for a couple of seconds, put it down, do the other side, and just have them hold that. And then what you do is you ask them, you say, you see how that feels? Let them feel it. I learned a long time ago is when the athlete is able to feel what it feels like to run properly or whatever they're doing, then it makes it easier for them to recognize when they're doing it incorrectly. That makes sense. So let them feel what it feels like to be there, and then have them do it again, whatever you're working on. So if you're like working on high knees or whatever you're working on, put them in that position, let them feel what it feels like, even if you're doing your strides or your, what do we call it, the stride outs or the form runs. So let them feel what it feels like, ask them how does it feel, and then tell them to do it again, and you'll be able to see some results with that. All right. So it looks like we're good. I think this was pretty easy. You got any more questions? If you got another question, shoot it, man. If not, and we can hop off of here. It was just, this is for you guys. This is whatever you needed.
No, that's great. I sure appreciate your time and look forward to it. I think, myself, it's something I've noticed all year long. And then all of a sudden you popped up on my queues. So I really appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. And are you in the Fast Lane group?
Yes, sir. I signed up today.
Cool. So stay in there. I'm there. I'm in there a couple times a day, just making sure I'm answering all the questions and everything. And got any questions, let me know and I'll answer those.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
All right, you're welcome. All right. So we're gonna hop off of here, man. Thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for coming in, asking your questions. And we'll be talking to you soon.